So first is to develop a strong understanding of the text. Simply reading them once isn't enough. You should read your text a second or third time if necessary and highlight and annotate them too. This way, you'll be able to start building your understanding of the text, and by writing down your annotations, you'll actually create a helpful resource that you can refer back to in preparation for your assessment and the exam. These notes will make a world of difference because what it will mean is that because you've already have a template for what you want to say, you can more easily elaborate on and improve this when you discuss a similar idea later on. It's also a great idea to create brainstorms and plans where you can apply your understanding of the text. In these brainstorms and plans, consider the similarities and differences between the themes, characters, and key ideas of each text. Focus on making these comparisons as insightful as possible. By this, I mean go beyond surface level ideas and challenge yourself to dig deeper into the author or director's intention and messages. Here's an example of what this looks like. Rather than saying, both John Proctor and Tilly Dunnage are outcasts in their respective societies, you could instead say, due to their opposition against the status quo, both John Proctor and Tilly Dunnage are vilified by the communities. The difference here is that in the second sentence, we go a step further than just saying that John and Tilly are outcasts. By mentioning that these characters oppose the status quo, the second sentence is addressing why John and Tilly are outcasts. Therefore, a second sentence demonstrates a higher degree of insight because the writer has communicated the what as well as the why. Seek out additional resources to further your understanding. At the end of the day, an A+ comparative essay might demonstrate strong analytical skills and offer a high degree of insight into the two texts. One way to extend your skills and develop a more sophisticated understanding of the text and what's required of you is to seek out resources which will provide more ideas and a fresh perspective. My YouTube playlist for comparative writing includes videos about essay structure, how to compare films and novels, as well as a series of videos on heaps of different text pairs. I've linked the playlist on screen for you to check out. If it's not enough, I'd highly recommend checking out LSG's range of study guides. Not only do we have a study guide called How to Write a Killer Comparative, which will teach you exactly what you need to know to ace your SAC and exam, including the convergent and divergent strategy I've developed, but we also have a number of comparative text guides for different pairs, including Ransom and the Queen, The Crucible and the Dressmaker, The Hate Race, and Charlie's Country. Every text guide includes unique points of comparison to give you a head start in developing your own ideas, as well as a range of A+ sample essays so that you can see exactly what to replicate in order to ace this area of study. The link's on the screen to browse the range of study guides and more. Next is to incorporate different types of evidence rather than just quotes. What all A+ students know is that simply including quotes as your evidence isn't enough to achieve a high mark in comparative essay writing. By identifying film techniques and literary devices such as symbols within the text, you'll be able to not only showcase the depth of your text knowledge, but also add another layer of meaning to your essay. What's more, identifying similarities and differences in the way that these film techniques and literary devices are used between the texts will enable you to highlight your ability to uncover those unique points of comparison that we mentioned earlier. Next, ensure that the discussion throughout your essay is relevant to the prompt. Regardless of the quality of the essay, it must be relevant to the prompt for you to meet the requirements that your assessor is looking for. In order to achieve this, you should pay close attention to exactly what the prompt is asking you and integrate the prompt's keywords and the synonyms into your essay. This will ensure that you keep your discussion focused to the question you're responding to rather than going off track or waffling. And there aren't any marks available for that. My top tip here is to make sure that your topic and linking sentences align with the prompt. This way, you'll be able to confirm that the beginning and end of each paragraph is highly relevant, which will help you stay on track throughout the paragraph itself and frequently indicate to assessor that your work isn't going off topic. Next is prioritize the depth of your analysis. Let's be real, there's so much information you can include in your comparative writing, especially when you're responding to two texts, not one. However, even though there's plenty available for you to discuss, it's still important to be selective with what you choose to include within your essay. Above all, your assessor will be looking for the quality of your analysis. Yes, evidence from the text is important, but giving yourself enough space to flesh out your ideas and go in depth with your analytical and comparative points is top priority. To achieve this in writing, you should avoid overcomplicating your paragraphs with heaps of different character examples and other evidence from the text. Instead, choose only the most insightful examples and evidence so that you can comfortably unpack these in as much depth as necessary without worrying about running out of time or compromising on your analysis or comparison. So these are all the comparative tips I have for you today. But if you found this video helpful and you want to go even further to boost the quality of your essays, then I'd love to share with you that LSG has private tutoring and classes too. Our small group classes are available online and in person at our LSG campus in Melbourne CBD, and they're 2-hour sessions that are held by a top 1% study scorer. You also get access to comprehensive workbooks which cover every section of the study design, so you can wave goodbye to spending hours and hours writing notes because we've got them for you. If you've ever wished that these YouTube videos were interactive so that you could ask questions and get feedback, then these classes are for you. I'll pop the link on the screen for you if you're interested. If you stayed until the very end of this video, thank you so much. Next week, I'll be actually covering a new step-by-step strategy that we've developed for discussing meta language in your comparative text. This is definitely something you don't want to miss, so make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can leverage that advice for your upcoming assessment. All the best until then, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!